why did we close the airport? When we cannot safely operate the airport, and when we cannot guarantee and have full visibility and transparency on the fact that we can operate the airport safely, then we cannot operate the airport. I think the only thing we could have done worse than that would have been to let passengers travel from an unsafe airport. That is not an option, and we cannot compromise on that. That's quite clear in our license with the Central Civil Aviation Authority. So it became quite clear that we could not operate the airport safely quite early in this process, and that is why we closed the airport. If we had not done that, we would have had thousands of passengers stranded at the airport, high risk to personal injury, gridlocked roads around the airport, because don't forget, 65,000 houses, other institutions were powered down. Traffic lights didn't work, just to give you an example. Many things didn't work. Parts of the civil infrastructure didn't work. So the risk of having literally tens of thousands of people stranded at the airport where we would have nowhere to put them, we could not process them, would have been a disastrous scenario which we could not look into, and which, by the way, was also agreed by the airlines on the day. I think maybe I'll leave it there. There are many more details, but I think this is sort of a short summary of how we look at it.
Thank you. I'll go to Nigel now.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I mean, from our perspective, this actually went back a few days because I'd actually warned Heathrow of concerns that we had with regard to the substations. And my concern was resilience. So the first occasion was to Team Heathrow Director on the 15th of the month of March. And then I also spoke to their Chief Operating Officer and Chief Customer Officer 2 days before regarding this concern. And it was following a couple of incidents of, unfortunately, theft of wire and cable around some of the power supply that on one of those occasions took out the lights on the runway for a period of time. That obviously made me concerned, and as such I'd raised the point that I wanted to understand better the overall resilience of the airport. Clearly Heathrow is a very significant hub operation. It has over 80 airlines operating through the airport. It is the hub for the UK, and it's the major hub for Europe, we contest. And as such, we need to make sure that it is resilient. I mean, it is the most expensive airport in the world with regard to passenger charges. So from our perspective, that means we should actually have the best service, we should have the best infrastructure.